Shabbat Shalom. It's good to see all of you. I have no comment. As you can see, our wonderful rabbi is out of the country right now. It's kind of sad, but it also gives me a chance to play, literally and figuratively. So this service is going to be slightly different than what you're used to, okay? There aren't going to be a lot of page numbers thrown at you. If we finish a song or a prayer, we're going to turn the page, okay? So it's very easy to follow along. I'll give page numbers at the start, and when we get to the Baruch Hu, you're on your own. Is that okay? Is that okay? Yes. I think it's good. There's going to be a feeling of this constant grounding tone throughout our Shema Uvirchotecha, the Baruch Hu and the Shema, and into the Amidah. You're going to hear this similar key throughout the whole entire thing. And everything's going to be sung in this key. And then I want you to hear during silent prayer how this key goes from this feeling to this feeling. Okay? We're going to go from minor to major at that point. And I want you to see how that feels after being on this solid ground for so long, and at the end of the Amidah, we are lifted up into this major feel. So, tonight I have with me a whole bunch of people who are going to help out. Hold on. You see, this is the problem with working with technology. Sometimes it has a hiccup. And what I've taught my father, who's very good at technology now, is when it doesn't work, turn it off and turn it on again, right? Speaking of, if you have any devices that might make noise or sound at this time, please make sure that they are turned off. It is my honor. We are going to start with the lighting of Shabbat on page... yes, thank you. 120 and 121, as we invite Judy Shoemaker and Bob Shoemaker, who will be doing our Kiddush for us. Hold on one sec. Let us light these lights for the world tonight. Let our hearts unite in the light, in the light. Let us light these lights for the world tonight. Let our hearts unite in the light, in the light.
O source of light and truth, creator of the eternal law of goodness, help us to find knowledge by which to live. Lead us to take the words we shall speak into our hearts and our lives. Bless all who enter this sanctuary in need, all who bring the offerings of their hearts. May our worship lead us to acts of kindness, peace, and love.
And there was evening, and there was morning, the sixth day. The heaven and the earth were finished, and all their array. On the seventh day God finished the work that God had been doing, and God ceased on the seventh day from all the work that God had done. And God blessed the seventh day and declared it holy, because on it God ceased from all the work of creation that God had done. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, borei bari hagafen.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kirishanu b'mitzvotav v'ratzavanu, v'shabbat kodsho be'ahava uvratzon inchilanu, zikaron lema'aseh v'reishit, Ihu yom tehila lemikraye kodesh, zecher letziat Mitzrayim, Ivanu v'charta ve'otzanu kidashta mikol ha'amim, Shabbat kodeshecha be'ahava uvratzon inchartanu. Baruch atah Adonai mekadesh Shabbat. L'chaim. Thank you, Bob and Judy. We now look towards the angels that come to us on Shabbat to welcome them for another week into our lives. Shalom Aleichem, Malachei Hasharet, Malachei Elyon, V'melech Malachei Hamlachim HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Boachem L'Shalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Elyon, V'melech Malachei Hamlachim HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Baruchuni L'Shalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Elyon, V'melech Malachei Hamlachim HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Zeidchem L'Shalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Elyon, V'melech Malachei Hamlachim HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Lecha lecha dodi, likrat gala, b'nei Shabbat nekabela, likrat kala, b'nei pnei Shabbat nekabel la 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 lechadodi. Likrat kala, b'nei pnei Shabbat nekabel la, lechadodi. Likrat kala, b'nei pnei Shabbat nekabela. Shamor v'zachor v'dibur echad, ishmi'anu el hamiyuchad, Adonai echad u'shemo echad, l'shem u'tiveret v'lichir la 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 lechadodi. Likrat kala, b'nei pnei Shabbat nekabela, lechadodi. Likrat kala, b'nei pnei Shabbat nekabela. Likrat Shabbat lechu v'nelcha, tihi mekor haberacha, merosh mikedem nesucha, zova aseh v'machshavat chila la 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 lechadodi. Likrat kala, b'nei pnei Shabbat nekabela, lechadodi. Likrat kala, b'nei pnei Shabbat nekabela. Hitorevri, tiva orek umi ori, uri shidaberi. Evod Adonai alechti la 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 lechadodi. Likrat kala, b'nei pnei Shabbat nekabela, lechadodi. Likrat kala, b'nei pnei Shabbat nekabela. Bohi v'shalom atzeret ba'ala, gam misimcha uvetzola, zoch emunei am segula, bohi chala la 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 la, lechadodi. Likrat kala, b'nei pnei Shabbat nekabela, lechadodi. Likrat kala, b'nei pnei Shabbat nekabela la 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 lechadodi. Likrat kala, b'nei pnei Shabbat nekabela, lechadodi. Likrat kala, b'nei pnei Shabbat nekabela. Take this moment to say hello and Shabbat Shalom to those around you. I got it. We now turn to page 146 as we remain standing for the Baruch Hu, which of course afterwards you may be seated. And for the Shema, we offer those who wish to rise at that to do so, as there will be no more directions. Yai da dai dai yai dai 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 dai. Yai da dai dai yai dai 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 dai. Yai da dai 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 dai. Yai da dai 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 dai. Yai da dai dai yai dai 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 dai. Yai da dai 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 dai. Yai da dai 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 dai. Yai da dai dai yai dai yai dai dai. Baruch Hu et Adonai Hamevo Adonai, Mevorach, Mevorach, Leolam Vaed, Mevorach, Mevorach, Leolam Vaed. Say this is your first test. After the Baruch Hu, you may be seated. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher v'nvaro mariv aravim. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher b'nvaro mariv aravim. B'chokhmah poteach she'arim, ובתבונה משנה עתים, ומחליף את הזמנים, ומסדר את הכוכבים במשמרותיהם, הרקיע כרצונו, ברקיע כרצונו. Baruch atah Adonai, Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher b'dvaro mariv aravim. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher b'dvaro mariv aravim. We now rise as one for the Shema. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. 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 Baruch Shem Kivod Malchuto Le'olam Va'ed. Baruch Shem Kivod Malchuto Le'olam Va'ed. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. would like to read along 235. If we can hear the words from Sinai, then love will flow from us, and we shall serve all that is holy with all of our intellect and all our passions and all our life. If we can serve all that is holy, we shall be doing all that humans can to help the rains flow, the grasses be green, the grains to golden like the sun, and the rivers to be filled with life once more. All the children of God shall eat, and there will be enough. But if we turn from Sinai's words and serve only what is common and profane, making gods of our own comfort or power, then the holiness of life will contract for us. Our world will grow inhospitable. Let us therefore lace these words into our passion and our intellect, and bind them as a sign upon our hands and eyes. Let us write them in mezuzot upon our doors, and teach them to our children. Let us honor the generations that came before us, keeping the promise of those yet to be. Back on page 158. Yai die die yai die 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 yai die yai die yai die 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 yai die 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 yai die 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 yai die 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 yai die 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 die. Mi chamocha ba'elim Adonai, mi chamocha nehtar b'kodesh, norah tehilot oseh peleh, norah tehilot oseh peleh. Malechutecha ra'u banecha, bokei hayam livnei Moshe uMiriam, ze Elianu ve'amaru, ze Elianu ve'ameru, Adonai yimloch le'olam va'ed, Adonai yimloch le'olam va'ed. We now turn to thoughts of peace, of wishing God to cloak us in the knafei hashchina, in the wings of peace. How many in this world don't have that? And how lucky we are to have what we have. Cause us, O Lord our God, to lie down each night in peace, and to awaken each morning to renewed life and strength. Spread over us the tabernacle of thy peace. Help us to order our lives by thy counsel, and lead us in the paths of righteousness. Be thou a shield about us, protecting us from hate and war, from pestilence and sorrow. Curb thou also within us the inclination to do evil, and shelter us beneath the shadow of thy wing. Guard our going out and our coming in unto life and peace from this time forth and forevermore. V'shamru b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat לעשות את השבת לדורתם בריאת עולם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת לעשות את השבת לדורתם בריאת עולם. ביני ובין בני ישראל אותי לעולם, אותי לעולם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת לעשות את השבת לדורתם בריאת עולם. כי ששת ימים עשה אדוני את השמיים ואת הארץ. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת לעשות את השבת לדורתם בריאת עולם. וביום השביעי שבת וינפש, שבת וינפש, שבת וינפש. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת לעשות את השבת לדורתם בריאת עולם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת לעשות את השבת לדורתם בריאת עולם. Take a second and close your eyes. Take some breaths in and out as we prepare to rise to stand before God with the Amidah. We let go of all the tension we have from this week. You may rise when you are ready. Na 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 Adonai. Na 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 Svatai tiftach. Na 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 Ufi yagid, Ufi yagid Tehilatecha. Na 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 Adonai. Na 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 Svatai tiftach. Na 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 Ufi Yagi Tehilatecha. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu v'Elohei Avoteinu v'Imotenu Elohei Avraham Elohei Yitzchak v'Elohei Yaakov Elohei Sarah Elohei Rivka Elohei Rachel v'Elohei Leah Ha'el Hagadol Hagibor v'Hanora El Elyon Gomel Chasadim Tovim V'Konei Hakol V'Zocher Chasdei Avot V'Imahot Umevii Geula Livnei V'neihem Lema'an Shemo Be'ahava Melech Ozer Umoshia Umagen Baruch atah Adonai Magen Avraham Bezrat Sarah Atah Gibor Leolam Adonai Mechayei Hakol Atah Rav Lehoshia Morid Hatal Mechalkel Chayim V'Chesed Mechayei Hakol Berachamim Rabim Zomech Noflim V'Rofei Holim Umatir Asurim Umekayim Emunato Lishenei Afar Michamocha Baal Gevurot Umito Mehelach Melech Beimit Umechayeh Umatzmiach Yeshua V'ne'emanata lehachayot hakol Baruch atah Adonai Mechayei hakol Atah kadosh v'shimcha kadosh U'kedoshim b'chol yom yehalelucha selah Baruch atah Adonai Ha'el HaKadosh. You may be seated when you are finished with your silent prayer. Yehiyu leratzon imre fi vehegyon lipi lefanecha Adonai tzuri vegoli Adonai tzuri vegoli May the words of my mouth and the meditation of my heart be acceptable to you, O God, my rock and my Redeemer. Yehiyu leratzon imre fi vehegyon libi lefanecha Adonai tzuri vegoli Adonai tzuri vegoli. We now turn to page 362 for Seder Kriyat HaTorah, the service for the reading of the Torah. It's my honor to invite Andy and Seth Dinsky up to open our ark. And Harvey will be our Hakafa, our Torah carrier for today. Please rise. Ein kamocha v'Elohim Adonai ve'ein kema'asecha malechutecha malechut ol olamim u'memshaltecha bechol dor v'dor Adonai melech Adonai malach, Adonai maloch, leolam va'ed, Adonai oz le'amo yitain, Adonai yivarech et amo v'shalom. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad, Echad Eloheinu, Gadol Adonenu, Kadosh Shemo. Gadlu Adonai iti, unevrom ema shemo yachdav. Lecha Adonai hagidula ve'agivura ve'hatiferet ve'hanetzach ve'ha'od. Ichol bashamayim u'ba'aretz, Ichol bashamayim u'ba'aretz, Lecha Adonai hamelacha le'amid nahaseh bechol erosh al shlosha devarim al shlosha devarim al shlosha devarim ha'olam omed al shlosha devarim al shlosha devarim al shlosha devarim ha'olam omed al haTorah ve'al ha'avodah ve'al gemilut chasadim al haTorah ve'al ha'avodah ve'al gemilut chasadim Romemu Adonai Eloheinu ve'hishtachavu le'har kodsho Romemu Adonai Eloheinu ve'hishtachavu le'har kodsho ki kadosh Adonai Eloheinu Romemu ki kadosh Adonai Eloheinu Romemu. You may be seated. Is this going to be the same page number as theirs? Okay. Well, we might not have the page number for you in your Chumash in front of you, but if you want to try and find it, we're beginning with Numbers 6, verse 23. There are so many different versions of this that I'm not sure. This one, what do we have? It's 1064. There we go. So, we will be having a communal blessing today. If anybody wishes to partake in the blessing before the reading of the Torah, please rise at this time. Baruch hu et Adonai hamvorach, Baruch Adonai hamvorach leolam va'ed, Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher bachar banu mikol ha'amim, v'natan lanu et torato, Baruch atah Adonai Notein HaTorah. Can I get one of you to hold this? Right here, this side. Vaydaber Adonai el Moshe lemor. Daber el Aharon ve'el banav lemor. Kol tevarchu et bnei Yisrael amor lahem. Yivarechecha Adonai ve'yishmerecha. Ya'er Adonai panav elecha v'chuneka. Yisa Adonai panav elecha ve'asem lecha shalom. V'samu et shemi al bnei Yisrael ani avarachem. We join together in the closing blessing. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, Asher natan lanu Torat emet, v'chaye olam nata betochenu, Baruch atah Adonai, noten haTorah. Amen. You may be seated. How did it sound? That was my bar mitzvah portion. Yeah? Okay, we'll go over those after the service. At this moment in time, with the words of our tradition here before us, yes, we think of those in our community who are in need of healing, who need a little bit of extra prayer sent their way. And keep in mind, this can be for yourself as well. This is not just a prayer to say for others. So as I pass my hand around the congregation, if there is somebody who you are thinking of at this time, please say their name out loud.
And now, here we go. And I'm going to read, the names I'm going to read are names of members of Temple Sinai, but if you're watching from home, on the screen you will see these names as well as those of friends and family of Temple Sinai members. We send our healing to Maxine Arst, Belle Brody, Sheila Chasen, Barbara Cooper, Elisa Eisenman, Harvey Feingold, Steve Freed, Marilyn Glass, Carol Goldberg, Paul Goldram, Anita Goldstein, Fega Goodman, Ed Greenblatt, Aline Greif, James Hernan, Bobby Hyde, Joyce Israel, Howard Cohn, Susan Kramer, Donna Lopater, Harriet Meyer, Nels Miller, Madeline Mogel, Melvin Mogel, Judith Moll, Carol O'Brien, Tama Pasternak, Rhoda Roca, Judy Scheinberg, Steve Scheinberg, Ruth Seidel, Sam Shapiro, Bob Silver, Sandy Silver, Jerome D. Simon, Joyce B. Simon, Risa Stern, Susan Postal Sweet, Jay Sweet, Bernice Turner, Zena Wagner, Barbara Weinberg, Leonard Weiser, Warren Weiss, Stephen Lopater.
Now join together in the Mishaberach prayer, the lovely tune written by Debbie Friedman, which has permeated the Jewish world and has broken down so many barriers. Mishaberach avoteinu mekor habracha leimotenu. May the source of strength, who bless the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say, Amen. Mishaberach imotenu mekor habracha leavotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say, Amen. We now return the Torah to the ark and invite, hold on, who's doing? Sydney. Sydney is going to be our Hagbah for today. Please rise. I didn't know. Vezot HaTorah asher sa Moshe lechol bnei Yisrael al pi Adonai beyad Moshe. Vezot HaTorah asher sa Moshe lifnei bnei Yisrael al pi Adonai beyad Moshe. Yai dai dai dai, yai dai dai dai, yai dai dai, yai dai dai, yai dai dai dai, yai dai dai dai, yai dai 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 dai, yai dai 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 dai. Eitz chayim hi lemachazikim ba v'tomheha meushar deracheha narchei noam v'chol netivoteha shalom. Hashivenu Adonai elecha v'nashuva chadesh chadesh yameinu chadesh yameinu kekedem. You may be seated. Haven't done this in a while. But I thank Betty for putting out my chair. What? Yes, I may also be seated. I like that. So, it's been a long time since we've gotten to talk, hasn't it? You might be wondering, wait, you didn't say the translation of what you said in the Torah. It comes now, okay. Because it's part of what I'm talking about. Speak to Aaron and his sons. Actually, it starts with Adonai spoke to Moses, saying, speak to Aaron and his sons. Thus shall you bless the people of Israel. Say to them, Adonai bless you and protect you. Adonai deal kindly and graciously with you. Adonai bestow favor upon you and grant you peace. Thus they shall link my name with the people of Israel, and I will bless them. Okay, a couple of things that are weird about this passage. Number one, who's God speaking to at that moment? Moses. But why is he telling Moses to tell Aaron? There have been countless points where God has spoken to Moses and Aaron, but in even times when God speaks to Aaron. But why in this moment does God speak to Moses and say, tell Aaron this, give Aaron these instructions? Anybody? He's giving him a higher position, so he's raising Moses up. God, she, who cares? We don't know. Anybody else? Yes? He wanted Moses to hear the words to know them as well. So not just speaking with Aaron, the high priest, he wants the head of the Jewish community to know them as well. Anybody else? Any thoughts? Yes, Jay. This was like his last hurrah sort of thing. I like that. I like that. How about this idea? How about this idea? It is not God's job to give this blessing. But God had to give it to someone. But whose job in a more orthodox or more traditional community, whose job is it to say this prayer? It's called the Birkat. Is it who? The Kohanim. Who said it? Who said it? Helene, thank you. Gold star. Okay. It is the job of the Kohanim, the priests, to give this blessing. And yeah, and it is actually, there's a separate blessing to bless the priests, because technically when you give this blessing, you're not the one receiving the blessing. And that's the whole point. That's the idea, exactly, is that this prayer, this blessing, is not meant to be given from on high directly. It's meant to be relayed, lidor vador, from generation to generation. So God gives the instruction to Moses. Moses is told to give the instruction to Aaron. Aaron is told to give the instruction to the rest of the priestly class. And then it's this game of telephone. And usually in a game of telephone, you end up with something completely different on the other end. Although, quite honestly, we're human beings and we can't say this 100%, but what we have in the Torah is pretty much the best rendition of telephone ever. And it is our job to take these blessings, what we learn, and to give them out in the world. To pick up a piece of trash is to bless the earth. To help somebody cross the street is to give them the equivalent of the Birkat Kohanim. To help anybody is to give a blessing. So, what is this blessing that we're giving? What is the last, V'asem lecha, what's the last word of the blessing? Shalom. Shalom. And a couple of definitions might be, yell them out. Peace. I like this. Helene, you're going to get another star here if you're not careful. But you said wholeness, right? Yes, because it comes from the root shalem, to be whole or to be full and complete. So it's not literally peace, because when two sides are fighting each other and they no longer fight, we might call that lack of violence peace. But that doesn't solve the problem, and therefore it is not a true peace. Because shalom comes with understanding, compassion. It has avanah, this humility comes along with it. And so that's what we are hoping to pass along with this blessing. It's not just nonviolence, but an understanding of those around us, an understanding of the world that we live in, and an understanding of each other. And this is the blessing that we pass on. Now, who here has a birthday in June? Anybody here have a birthday in June? Yes. Ah, okay. Anybody with a birthday in June, you got to come up here. Everybody, doesn't matter. And, well, yeah. No. Come on down.
You're the goodies.
Of course, if you're new or just came, or this is your first time, at the beginning of every month, we give out a little bit of sweetness, and we give a blessing. There you go. There you go. Okay, so. You have, what is that, an IOU ticket? That was the IOU ticket, wasn't it? Anybody have any other IOU tickets? I love that. I love that. Okay, come on over. And as I give you this blessing that I just chanted, and the congregation responds after each line, Ken Yehi Ratzon, may it be God's will. We hope that this idea of compassion, of complete understanding, of being in harmony with the world around us is truly given to you and in your lives. Yivarechecha Adonai v'yishmerecha. Ya'er Adonai panav elecha v'chuneka. Yisa Adonai panav elecha v'yasem lecha shalom. Ken Yehi Ratzon. Thank you all, and happy birthday to you all. Semen tov, mazel tov, semen tov, mazel tov, semen tov, mazel tov, semen tov, yehelanu, hu v'chol Yisrael, yehelanu, Uvechol Yisrael. Oh, I need a break. Oh, yeah, announcements. That'll work. I now invite our co-president, Betty Adams, to come and give us a little bit of announcements about what's going on at Temple Sinai.
A little bit.
Just a little
Everybody can hear me, right? Thank you. Student candidate Dan Geigerman, we really enjoy getting a chance to hear your wisdom and, of course, your music. And Mazel Tov on the anniversary of your bar mitzvah. You're not going to tell us how many years. Also, thank you to Dr. Dave McFarland and all who assisted and participated in tonight's service. Thank you, Helene, especially, gold stars and all. And that includes Sidney Wartell, who's controlling the cameras tonight in his spare time over there. Because here at Temple Sinai, it definitely takes a village, and we're so grateful to our villagers. And of course, we thank the following sponsors. Our Shabbat services are sponsored by Harvey Fields in memory of Nancy Sauer, Susan Postal Suite, and Jay Sweet in honor of their son Andrew's 30th birthday. The following donations to the community food pantries are sponsored by Warren Weiss in memory of his wife Arlene Weiss, Madeline and Melvin Mogel in memory of Madeline's mother Ruth Levy, Beth Ellen Miller in memory of Helen Steff. Our Saturday, June 3rd Shabbat Torah study is sponsored by Cynthia Novick in memory of her significant other, Douglas Warren Stillwell. Thank you so much for that. Announcements, not too many. Saturday, June 24th, Havdalah and Movie Night, hosted by Brotherhood, Sisterhood, and Membership. And the movie's finally been chosen. Think you're going to love it. I, Mordecai, starring Judd Hirsch. And also, don't forget, there's going to be a beautiful Havdalah service, snacks during the movie, scrumptious desserts, and socializing. Socializing's the best part. You get the flyer and sign up tonight with Eric Adams or Jay Sweet. Or you can, if you're not here or you want to think about it, you can leave a voicemail on their Brotherhood hotline, 561-276-6161, extension 133. This is mostly for the people watching. I don't think anybody here is going to remember this number. But anyway, and again, there are flyers here, and probably next week it will be on our website as well, or on one of the websites. And actually, that might be it for tonight, except for don't forget Torah study tomorrow at 12:30 on Zoom. And thank you in advance for donations to our Tzedakah Bowl. Shabbat Shalom. It's been a lovely Shabbat evening.
There's a sisterhood lunch on
Oh,
Oh, there's a sisterhood lunch on Tuesday. If you are, well, I believe they have to RSVP for that, and I'm not exactly sure if anybody's here for them to RSVP to. So, okay, the email went only to sisterhood members as far as I know, but okay. Thank you, Jane. And Shabbat Shalom.
anybody want to
Okay.
join Sisterhood?
Right, well, that's great. I just have
Yeah.
to know exactly what they need to do that, who they need to call, what they need to do. Right, but right. They can call the office on Monday and ask for the sisterhood number. That would be great. Thank you so much.
We now turn to page 586 as we rise for the Aleinu. We are carrying the stories of the ones who came before. What stories will be told of us when we are here no more? We commit ourselves to action. It brings meaning to our days. Aleinu l'shabeach. It's time to live our praise. Aleinu l'shabeach l'Adon hakol, לתת גדולה ליוצר בראשית, שלא עשנו כגויי הרצון, ולא זמנו כמשפחות האדמה, שלא שם חלקנו כהם, וגורלנו ככל המונם. ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא. ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ ביום ההוא, ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד ושמו 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 אחד. You may be seated. The light of life is a finite flame. Like the Shabbat candles, life is kindled, it burns, it glows, it radiates with warmth and beauty. But soon it fades, its substance is consumed, and it is no more. In light we are seen, in light we see. The flames dance, and our lives are full. But as night follows day, the candles of our life burns down in gutters. There is an end to the flames. We see no more and are no more seen, yet we do not despair. For we are more than a memory slowly fading into the darkness. With our lives we give life. Something of us can never die. We move in an eternal cycle of darkness and death, of light and life. At this moment, if you are remembering anybody, please say the names of those people out loud. And we add the names of those that we remember.
Our recent deaths are Greta Yaffe, Michael Perlman, Rosalind Butkovsky, Lily Weinberg, Marvin Fuchs, and Donald Stone. The following are members for whom plaques on the walls are lit this week in memory: Esther Abrams, Rose Bernstein, Liza Birkin, Molly Davis, Zeta Eiferman, Frida Gerstel, Harriet Grauer, Alan S. Greenberg, Jerry Jurnow, Jack Kay, Abraham Levine, Herbert Menches, Louis Nusanov, Lester Ostrow, Bernard Porter, Dora Schneider, Muriel Jassim Sherman, Helen B. Steff, and Martin Stein, and Martin Chazen, Betty Mae Koplovitz, Ruth Levy, Phyllis Pasternak, David Robin, Maya Rokaw, Nancy Sauer, Donald Shoemaker, Douglas Warren Stillwell, and Arlene L. Weiss.
With all of those names in our hearts, in our minds, and those of you who are joining with us from a distance, please make sure that you give life to their names once again. We all rise and turn to page 598 and recite together Kaddish Yatom. Yitgadal v'yitkadash shemei Rabbah, be'alma divarach hiruteh, be'amlich malchuteh, be'chayechon v'yomechon, v'chayeh dechol beit Yisrael, ba'agala uvizman kariv v'imru, amen. Yehei shemei Rabbah mivorach, le'olam ulomei almaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitroman v'yitnaseh v'yithadar v'yit'aleh v'yithalal shemei dekudesha barichu le'elam min kol birchata v'shirata tushbechata v'nechemata da'amiran be'alma v'imru amen. Yehei shalom rabba min shemaya v'chayim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael V'imru amen. Osei shalom bimromav, huya aseh shalom, aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael, v'imru amen. May the one who creates peace on high, please, 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 let peace be here on earth to all of your children, to all of those who live on this earth, and let us say, amen. We close out tonight with words of Osei Shalom. Osei Shalom bimromav, uyaseh shalom aleinu. Osei Shalom bimromav, uyaseh shalom aleinu. Osei shalom bimromav, uyaseh shalom aleinu. Yaseh shalom, yaseh shalom, shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Yaseh shalom, yaseh shalom, shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. We challah. Challah for the challah. Please join us after we do a little motzi here for a little nash at our oneg. Ah, there it is. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam hamotzi lechem min haaretz. Amen. Shabbat shalom. And thank you, David. You're amazing. No, yeah, exactly.